Jean yo nan, ça me dangereux.
Hey guys, it's FaytheCosmicLove, bringing you guys a message today. I wanted to discuss finding your forever boo. Alright, so let me know if you can hear me clearly. I'm in my backyard, as you can see, with my little garden. Alright, I'm in my backyard, so if you hear it's a little noisy, the cars are passing by. There might be a kid or two running out here. So it doesn't matter how many times you tell them to stay inside. They need to be wherever mommy is. So, that's that. Now, we're going to be talking about finding your forever boo. And I don't like to use the phrase soulmate because that's a tricky subject. Alright? So, I want to make this as easy to understand as possible. Okay, so forever boo. Now, number one, I want to start off by saying that finding your forever boo or manifesting your forever boo, the love of your life, attracting that type of love, attracting that kind of love or energy is difficult for some people. And I want to touch on why. Number one, most of us come from unloving homes. And I know the immediate response is, oh, my parents love me. I came from a very loving home. That is oftentimes not true. And this is why I say that. When you look at what love truly is, I believe that most people came from homes where their parents loved them based on what their idea of love is. But if we look at the biblical definition of love, to me, so far, that's the best definition I've ever been able to find. Love is patient, love is kind, it isn't envious, it's not boastful or proud or rude, it's not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, and it keeps record of no wrong. Okay? Now, I want you to think back on your childhood. Think about your parents and how they loved you. 9 out of 10 times, a parent's love for their child is not in alignment with biblical love. Okay? It is nurturing a lot of times, and a lot of parents will say, there's nothing that they wouldn't do for their child. I would lay my life down for my child. I would kill for my child. I would do this. I would do that. But then never look at what they wouldn't do for their child. Do you understand? For most of the people I know, including myself, our parents believed a lot in tough love. Okay? There were many times where you might be able to look back on your childhood and realize your parents were rude. They were unkind. They were easily angered. There are some parents who do go to the extreme of being envious of their children. And we don't want to talk about the boasting because many times, parents will boast about the fact that they pay the bills. You can't do what I do because I'm grown. A child needs to stay in a child's place. You can't tell me what to do because I'm big and you're little, and so forth and so forth. And did your parents love you in their own way? Yes. Okay? You are their pride and joy. They pray for you. They want what's best for you. The list goes on. But for a lot of people, it's difficult to come to the realization that their parents did not love them the way love is intended to be. Okay? Most of the time, a parent's love is shrouded in ego. Okay? And because a parent's love is shrouded in ego most of the time, because their parents didn't show them how to love properly, and the list goes on, we grow up with that instilled in us. This is what love looks like. You know, this is what real love is supposed to look like. Oh, I have a little person outside. Say hi. What's wrong, Lily? You want to tell us what's wrong? You want me? Okay, you want to sit here with me? Okay, bring the blanket over and come sit in front of Mama. Yeah, so a lot of times, this is generational. You know, the misconstrued idea of what love is. For the majority of people, love is extremely carnal. All right? It is a very fleshy thing. Very rarely is it a spiritual experience. It showed outward, you know, when they can. But a lot of times, you know, saying I love you should be enough. You know, this is what a lot of us were raised with. And then you couple that with how love is not only described, but the way that it manifests itself in movies. Oh, look, we have another little person. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. Can you call Tia for me, please? You need me to fix your battery? What did I tell you about the battery? Right? The female part goes here. The male part goes here. There you go. Yeah. So you look at how love is manifested in television. All right? Because we don't want to ignore our gates, our eye gates, our ear gates. You know, those things are very important. They shape the way that we see the world, the things that are let into our gates. So from the time that you're very, very small, let's say you're just watching Disney movies or, you know, whatever the case may be, how love is depicted in media also does not align with the truest definition of what love is. So not only do you grow up with the misrepresentation of love in your home, as far as the people that you're constantly in contact with, the people that are caring for you, you also grow up, okay baby, you're also growing up with the misrepresentation of love in media. Again, not only movies, but music as well. Stories that you might be reading. I see that, baby, but mommy's talking to somebody, okay? Can you guys go inside? Thank you. Go. Yeah, you too. You tired? Go push on my bed. Tia, can you escort your siblings inside, pretty please? Oh, look, it's another one of my girls. Hold on, Tia. I'm live talking to my friends. Say hi. You're looking so cute. I like those pants. I'm going to steal them. All right, make sure your siblings get inside, okay? Okay. Yeah, you also grow up with the misrepresentation of love in movies, music, books, whatever the case may be. So you have the misrepresentation of love inside of your home with your parents and your siblings. You have the misrepresentation of what love is as far as media is concerned. All of those things combined create your perception of what love is. Okay? Now, you already have this skewed perception of what love is that's shrouded in ego, right? I know. She looks just like your grandma. You have this this idea of what love is in your head based on how you grew up and what you used to watch, what you used to listen to. And now you're an adult and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to find love. You know, I'm ready to find my forever boo. And that's great. You know, the idea is great. But a lot of times it never dawns on people that nobody showed you how to love properly. All right? Now, the Bible tells you love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right? How do you expect to love someone else, to attract the love of your life, whatever the case may be, and then spend a lifetime of loving that person when you have no idea how to love yourself? Like, logically, how do you expect for that to happen? It's slim to none, right? The possibility of you being able to do that is slim to none. And I think that that definitely plays a part in why 50% of marriages end in divorce, okay? Now, another aspect is a lot of you guys have a fear of loneliness. And loneliness is not the same as being alone, okay? Loneliness is feeling alone even when you're surrounded by people. Okay? Loneliness is a state of mind. All right? It does not at any given time have to align with reality. Okay? You can be in a relationship, you can find the love of your life and still feel lonely. You know, and it happens to a lot of people. Now, loneliness most of the time occurs when you are not happy with your own company. When you are not content with your own company for long periods of time. When the voice in your head is annoying. When your own vibes make you uncomfortable. When you haven't done the healing work necessary to feel comfortable in your own skin, loneliness occurs. All right? And like I said, that's not the same as being alone. All right? Now, you've gotten to a stage in your life where you're looking for love, right? We've already come to the realization that you have no idea how to love yourself. Now, that should be your number one priority. Learning how to love yourself. And when I say learning how to love yourself, I'm not referring to the self that the world has created. Okay? Because all of us have our divine authenticity, and then we have the vessel, the shell, that allows us to navigate this plane of existence, this three-dimensional plane of existence, you know? When you came into this world, somebody gave you a name. Okay? That was your first label. Somebody gave you a name. And if I ask you who you are right now, a lot of times that's the first thing somebody's going to tell you. Oh, my name is so-and-so. But that can't be who you are because you existed before receiving that name. You were a whole individual before receiving that name. So learning to love yourself oftentimes begin with realizing that you were a whole healthy human being before your outside environment labeled you something. Labeled your race, labeled your height, labeled your sexual orientation, labeled your name. You know what I'm saying? All of those things are secondary to who you are as an individual, as an eternal being, as a divine entity. All of those things are secondary. And when you're in that space where now you're trying to manifest your forever boo, you're trying to manifest this love that you feel that you deserve and is rightfully yours, and you want to attract this abundance and all that great stuff, you're gonna hit a brick wall. And you're gonna hit a brick wall every single time, because you cannot logically spiritually, intellectually, love somebody more than you love yourself. It's not possible. Do you understand? If I have a cup full of juice, I can't give you a cup and a half. Because the cup is all I got. And there are a lot of people, because of the misrepresentation of love at home and media, that have this faulty idea that you can love somebody more than you love yourself. I love my kids more than I love myself. I love my boyfriend more than I love myself. You know, it's foolish. It's ignorant. Okay? And these same people will get into a relationship with somebody that they view as their forever boo, you know, and when that person can't give them what they feel they're missing, or can't fill a void that exists within them, then they're really ready to call it quits with that person. They're ready to, you know, find bigger and better things, greener pastures. I gotta get with somebody who deserves me, who loves me for me. Well, who are you? Who is you? You know, really sit there and think about that. You didn't take the time, the energy necessary to find out who you are, aside from the secondary ego-centered aspects of life. You never took the time out to be loving with yourself, to be kind, to be patient, not to be rude to yourself, not to be envious of who you were or who you will be, not to be easily angered with yourself. You know, to actually truly put aside all the wrongs that you feel you committed in the past. You don't take the time to do these healing activities with yourself. And then you send your representative out into the world to find love. And you fall in love with somebody else's representative. And when that representative can't fill the voids in your life that exist due to lack of love, you're upset. You big mad. You know, it's broken people falling in love with broken people and angered by the fact that healing and joy and peace never actually occur. Okay, so when actually putting yourself in the mindset where you want to find your forever boo, you want to start a practice of self-love, and not the, okay, I'm going to take a bubble bath and drink Moscato in the tub, watch a movie that makes me cry all night. Not that kind of self-love. And don't get me wrong, that can be very therapeutic. That's not the self-love I'm talking about. All of those different aspects of love that we just discussed, those are the things that you need to point inwards, okay? Because when you are not focusing inward, when you're not filling in the gaps, when you're not overflowing with love on the inside, you will suffer with loneliness. You will be pointing the finger at everybody else on why you are the way that you are, why you feel the way that you feel. These are the things that cause issues in your future relationship with your forever boo. Why you're gonna feel like you gotta flip through his phone. Why you gonna wait till he fall asleep so you can use his thumbprint to open the phone up to see who he been texting. Those insecurities arise from lack of self-love. Okay, and a lot of people will tell you all type of great and magical things about a woman's intuition. Men have intuition too. And a lot of times, you guys will rely on your intuition for how you operate with other people, outside people, but you don't use that same that same divine intuition when dealing with yourself. You don't offer yourself patience. You're constantly beating yourself up. You know what I'm saying? And that's very, very dangerous when you're looking to find your forever boo, when you're looking to find somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with, because you are a creator. At the core of it all, you're a creator. You will never attract a situation or an experience that does not align with your frequency. And a lot of times that's very uncomfortable for people to hear, because they'll be quick to scream, that happened to me and I didn't deserve that. I'll tell you this, the devil don't walk through walls. You gotta open a door or leave a crack for him to get in. And that is the ego. Satan is the fullest manifestation of the ego. When you aren't paying attention to yourself, how you feel, where you've been, how you can grow, pouring love into yourself, and then you look outward, hoping that somebody else can be your savior. Somebody can save you from loneliness. Somebody can fill the voids. Somebody can heal your hurt. You're setting yourself up for disastrous events. You're setting yourself up for heartbreak. When you spend time learning about your divine authenticity, learning about your vessel, pouring love into that vessel, you're not going to need anybody to save you from yourself. Do you understand? Your intuition, your emotions, your mindset will be completely different, and you'll move differently. The people you attract will be different. The situations you attract will be different. When everybody's out here talking about leveling up, you can't level up without a change of mind. If you were broke yesterday because of your broke mindset, you're going to be broke today. Because you could go and get a $5 scratch it off, win $1 million, and that $1 million not going to last. Because the same thing that made you poor the first time is going to be the same thing that made you poor the second time. And if you're out here trying to find love, trying to find your forever boo, and not putting in the work necessary to heal yourself before putting it out into the universe, that you're ready for a co-pilot, you're going to find somebody just as broken as you. That brokenness might look different, but they're going to be broken. And it sounds real good. Hey, we can heal each other. Now you're just giving yourself double the work, because you didn't know how to heal yourself. How you know how to heal the other person? You don't want to maybe take the twig out of your eye before you take the log out of somebody else's, or vice versa? But when you watch all these movies of these people getting swept off their feet, love at first sight, this, that, and the third, and they lived happily ever after. You don't think about the work that goes into it. Oh, but they're worth it. I would do anything for this person. It doesn't matter how much work it's going to take. I'll do it. It's me and this person against the world. No, baby, it's you and you against the world. It's just you and you. Everybody else is an extra, including your forever boo. And my husband can attest to that, because he knows I'm so in love with him. That's my baby. We love each other. We've been together almost 17 years. I don't want another co-pilot. I can't imagine my life with another co-pilot. But guess what? If today Jay said, Faye, you know what? I'm sick of your shit. I'm tired of your shit. I'm out. Am I going to be sad? Of course I'm going to be sad. Will I move on? I will move on. Because I make it a constant practice to pour love into myself on the daily. Okay? So after this, I will be posting a couple of tips to assist you guys in pouring more love into yourself. But take it slow, all right? Don't be in a rush as far as that's concerned. But that is a key element in attracting the person that you want. Because before you do the self-help, the inner therapy, what you think you want is completely different than what you want at the end of the healing process. It's completely different. I want you to think about this. When you're broke, right? You working at a job, you getting paid $9 an hour. You can't stand that job, right? So, yeah, I know. So you're trying to put out into the universe, Lord, God, source, I need a better job. I need more pay. You know, I can't stand these people that work at my job, this, that, and the third, right? But I need this money. The money is important, right? Now, if another job opportunity arises, paying $3 more, but the people are 10 times more annoying, because you're desperate for more pay, you are likely to accept that new job offer. Paying $12 an hour, where these people are aggravating as hell.
There's a bump on my hand.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when it comes to love. When you are desperate, and desperation for love only comes when you haven't poured enough into yourself. All right? When you don't view it as an extra, when you view it as a necessity. Yes, babies, don't do that, okay? You guys could play over there by the tree. When you are in a state of emotional desperation, what you're willing to settle for, what you think would be the perfect co-pilot for you, is it's just a glorified version of brokenness.
Oh, there was a fly on your head.
Because hindsight is 20/20. You can only see but so far. And when you put in the work to heal yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, flaws and all, what you're willing to accept from somebody else becomes completely different. I'm talking to my friends, hon. Go that way. Okay, Sugar Muffin? Go ahead. Go by the tree. What you're willing to accept from somebody else now is completely different. What you're willing to forgive is different. Because you know that you've already practiced all of these different loving elements with yourself. When you've never practiced these genuine loving tactics and made it a lifestyle, when somebody asks you to be patient with them, you're going to be offended. When somebody that you're with in a romantic relationship with says, yo, I don't like what you said to me, you're being unkind, now you're going to be on the defensive. When somebody calls you out on your bullshit, you're going to be easily angered. When you see them giggling and laughing with somebody else, now you're jealous. Do you understand? And you're going to chalk it up to, but that's the love of my life. They shouldn't treat me that way. The type of things that's going to make you upset and not the same type of things that make you upset when you're whole, when you're healed. You understand what I mean? Let me know if you understand what I mean, because I don't want to be talking to a dead crowd now. All right? Now, let's say you've done all the healing work. All right? You've put in the time, the energy, the focus, the drive inward. You've truly grasped the concept and the practice of loving yourself. Okay, now you're ready to love somebody else. All right? You're ready. Now, when you're ready to love somebody else, that's what you're going to put out into the universe, right? I'm sorry, what, baby? The board? The bird? Yes, the bird was next to Mama. Here, take this. Yeah, now you're ready to attract your forever boo. There are keys to manifesting, all right? And they're the same every single time, all right? Now, this is just going out for people who've done the work, all right? So if you know you ain't do the work, no matter how much your brain is telling you, no, it's time, I'm ready to settle down, the clock is ticking, my womb is clawing up, my sperm's drying up, I don't know what the hell your brain be telling you. But if you know, okay, Mama talking, if you know that you haven't done the work, you're going to do the work now, right? Now, let's say you've done the work and you're ready to manifest. This is how it works every single time. And I'm telling you this from personal experience, not only manifesting material things, but I actually manifested my husband intentionally. Okay? Now, everybody manifests things all the time, whether intentional or unintentional. All right? So we just want this to be one of the things. Something's on you? What's on you? Let me see. A lizard's on you? Where? Do you guys see a lizard on Lily? Do you see a lizard? No, nobody sees a lizard. There's no lizard, okay? Yes, so let's say you've gotten all that. Now we're ready to actually intentionally manifest things. Number one, get clear on what you want, okay? You want a co-pilot, all right? Somebody that is there to bear testimony to your journey. You don't need a captain to your ship, all right? You just want someone who is going to be there with you while you steer your ship. And if you so happen to slip up and be caught sleeping and you about to crash into an iceberg, your co-pilot is like, hold up. You can rest. I got this for now. That's what you want. Okay? A co-pilot. A co-captain. All right? Now, once you're clear on what it is that you want, which is your co-captain, you have to surround yourself, surround your environment with the things that you want, okay? You have to behave as though you already have it. And that doesn't mean become a crazy person and go buy your wedding dress. That's not what I'm saying. All right? Now, don't get me wrong. That's a wonderful manifestation tool. All right? But you don't want to end up wearing that wedding dress for the wrong person. All right? So let's not get too hot nut. Okay. You want to fill your gates, your eye gates, your ear gates with things that promote the thing that you want. So, if you want to attract your forever boo, let's say your goal is to get married within the next 4 years. Who are these kids and where are these kids' parents? Let's say you want to attract your forever boo and get married within the next 4 years. You want to stop hanging out with guys and females who are always complaining about they other half. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Hey, little people, I was over there. Then you came over there and you were making noise even though mommy said she was talking, right? So then I came over here and then you came over here and you're doing the same thing. Is that fair to mommy? No, right? Okay. Yes. I'm talking. So you gotta stop hanging out with people who are not in the same space as you, who are not supporting that thing that you're trying to manifest. You know, and I'm really hoping that's making sense to you guys. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Hey, sweetheart, just need the lighter. Thank you, baby. Yeah, you want to stop hanging out with these people, okay? Because, number one, energy matters, okay? Energy travels, energy matters. You know that saying, birds of a feather flock together, right? This is true on so many levels. Tia, can you keep them inside, please? No. Thank you so much. I'm locking the door. I'm locking the door. Keep them inside. It's true on so many levels, all right? There are a lot of people who say married people shouldn't hang out with single people. I don't necessarily agree with that, all right? But in some cases, it's relevant. So if you're trying to attract your forever boo, number one, stop hanging out with people who always complaining about they mate. Because whether you like it or not, you absorb that same type of energy. And then it's easy for you to attract somebody that you have to complain about. You know, like if you're a really good friend with somebody, sometimes it's easy for their problems to become your problems. You know, if I'm talking to you, Ari, and you're telling me about your issues at work, and it's horrendous. Immediately, I'm angry for you. I'm ready to fight somebody. You know? And now I want you to put that in terms of your relationship goals. If you're trying to find somebody that loves you, cherishes you, you know, y'all are on the same page, and then you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of disgruntled single people or a bunch of disgruntled thoughts or whatever the case may be, then it's going to make it very difficult for you to raise your frequency to a place where you can attract the person that you're saying that you want to attract. You know? So environment plays a very, very big part. Okay? Another thing, the things that you watch and listen to. Okay? If you are trying to attract your forever boo and day in, day out, you're playing, I figure use a hole, but you can't help it. I don't think that's going to assist your, you attracting somebody, that aligns with the co-pilot standard. You know, not to say there's anything wrong with that song. You know, if that's the type of music you like, that's the type of music you like. But you want to pay attention to the type of stuff that you're watching and you're listening to. Because when we listen to things, when we watch things, we become easily engulfed in those things. And those are the things that play in our minds subconsciously. I know, I love that song too. Right, but these are the things that play in your mind. So whether you realize it or not, you keep playing these hoe anthems and you gonna track the hoe. You know, and don't get me wrong, if you want to settle down with the hoe, that's okay. It's very possible. All right? But if that's not what you want to attract, then you might want to stop listening to music that is promoting singleness. Hi, my love. Yeah, you might want to stop listening to music that promotes singleness, that promotes infidelity. You know, songs that's always talking about how hoes out here trifling and this, that, and the third. Like, that's not helping you manifest the thing that you say you want. That's like if you're trying to level up financially, but you just keep listening to broke nigga anthems. Like, it's not gonna help you. Yes, you will attract a scammer. Absolutely. Most likely from Miami. Right, you have to pay attention to these things and the movies that you watch as well, because even if you don't want to look at it from a spiritual level, let's just look at it from a psychological level. You're absorbing these things, you're internalizing them. When you watch a movie, 9 out of 10 times you're putting yourself in the role of the characters that you're watching. You're playing over in your mind what you would do in this situation. Oh my God, I would never let her do something like that to me, and this, that, and the third. You're pretending to be in the film. You understand? Your emotions, your mindset, everything is as though you're in the film. It's like virtual reality, okay? And when you're manifesting things, you want to create your own virtual reality, basically. You want to create environments for yourself that nurture the thing that you want to create. Okay? That's number 2. Now, number 3 is you would like to create some type of mantra or sentence or saying or whatever that you keep repeating to yourself. All right? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, one of my flaws is that I'm a smoker. The organic tobacco and organic mint What is this? American Spirit cigarettes? I'm sorry. Don't look down on me. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so you want to create some type of saying or mantra, all right? Now, most of the people I know can quote Bible verses, all right? So when you're going through something supernatural, when you're having a tough time or whatever, you can whip that out of your toolbox real quick, like nobody's business. You know, I'm not created in the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You know, like, Satan, get behind me, for it is written that no, you know. So, usually if you grew up in the church or whatever, you can recite these things like nothing. And if you listen to music often, you can recite the words, you know. A situation will come up in life and you might say a line from a movie, or immediately in your head you'll start playing a song, you know, that relates to the scenario that you're dealing with at the time. And you've had a life of programming, all right? Your brain is like a computer. It has been programmed by everybody but yourself, okay? And that's a big aspect of leveling up. It's a huge aspect in manifesting things. Anybody who knows how to make things happen for themselves with seemingly nothing knows that it begins with a change of mind, like we discussed earlier. So, to change your mind, creating a sentence or a phrase works really well, all right? So as far as money is concerned, I usually say, I'm so happy and grateful that money comes to me in increasing amounts through multiple sources on a continuous basis, all right? I say it every day. And even when on days where it feels like, yo, there's literally no money coming in, I just repeat it to myself and repeat it to myself, and opportunities open up. Do I have to make choices along the way? Like, do I take this opportunity? Do I not take this opportunity? How hard am I willing to work towards this opportunity? Of course. But nonetheless, opportunities do arise, okay? Once you start to reprogram your mind, once you start creating your own mantras, you know, such as, I'm so happy and grateful I found my forever boo, and that he or she is healed of all past trauma. Let's say that's your mantra. And when you say it, you have to believe it. All right? Now, when you first start saying it, you're going to feel like, I'm tricking myself into believing this crap right now. Like, I'm just saying it to say it. That's how it's going to feel. But the more you say it to yourself, on the inside of your mind, or out loud, depending on the type of person you are, the more you say it, the more you're going to feel it. And that's where the magic happens. When your mind, when your thoughts match your emotions, it's like, the easiest way for me to explain that, it's like a sexual act. Because a new reality will be conceived from the interaction between your thoughts and your emotions. Okay? So, you just thinking is like you playing with yourself. You have this emotion that doesn't match the thought. Okay, you and your significant other doing y'all own thing in the bed, but y'all not touching each other. You understand? Nothing is created with that act. But when you guys are actually in the act of making love without barriers, listen to what I'm saying. So in a sexual act, the condom is the barrier. Hey, Ghislaine. The condom is the barrier, right? When you're thinking about it from a manifestation standpoint, the barrier is your fear. Your fear of looking stupid. Your fear that this thing is not going to come true, that you're just playing yourself, that this is all that this is all just make believe. You know, that is the barrier. When you allow your new mindset to match your emotions, you now have the moment of conception for your new reality. So if the thing that you are trying to manifest is a forever boo, you know, you tell yourself, you know, I'm so happy and grateful that I've attracted the love of my life, and he is free from past trauma. And when you say it, you sit in yourself for a moment and you allow yourself to truly feel that joy, truly feel that happiness. You know, what it would feel like if he or she was there with you, loving you, kissing you, having fun with you. Feel that. And you want to hold that feeling for at least 60 seconds. 90 seconds is optimal, okay? You want to allow yourself to feel that truth, because what ends up happening is the universe has no choice but to give you what you say you want. And that, I want to go back to what I said previously. There's nothing that happens to you from a circumstance point of view, your experiences, whatever the case may be, that you haven't called into existence by your own frequency, by your own vibrations. Okay? Whether conscious or unconscious. When you're watching a scary movie and your thoughts are racing about this one thing, and then you can feel the fear building up in your body, the universe will send you things to be afraid of. You understand? So it's the same thing with love. You have this thought, you've created your mantra, you can feel the love that you want to attract. Now comes the patience. The faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain. You have to know in your being that you have already conceived something. When a woman is pregnant, for it to come full term, usually it's 9 to 10 months. There is a waiting period. Do you understand? A waiting period. And the entire time that she's pregnant, at no point is she like, oh my God, I still don't have a baby yet, so I must not be pregnant. No. She knows that she conceived a human being. She knows that she's pregnant. And she nurtures the baby while the baby is still in the womb. That's a vital role in manifesting. Nurturing the baby before the baby is manifested here. All right? If you're saying you want a forever boo, you've already done the inner healing work. All right? That went well. You created your mantra. That went well. You've matched your emotions to your mantra. You got that. You're doing it often. You've cut off all the fugazi ass people that's trying to keep you from your greatest self. Boom. That's going well. You're watching movies that stimulate that feeling of love. You're listening to music about healthy relationships. It's good. You're doing good. Now, it's the waiting game. You cannot be trying to manifest this new life of yours and thinking, oh my God, is today the day? Oh my God, what that guy that just looked at me, was he the one? Oh my God, did I just mess it up? Oh my God, that girl at the grocery store, do you think maybe she was the one? You cannot do that to yourself, okay? Because you have to have patience. You have to have faith that the thing that you conceived within your divine being has no choice but to manifest on this physical plane. Okay? You have to. All right? So you have to make choices that align with that thing that you're trying to manifest. Okay? So if you are being patient for your forever boo, this can't be thoughted out Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do stuff like that. If you're trying to attract your forever boo, you have to stop behaving as though you are somebody that doesn't want a forever boo. Does that make sense to you? Like, are you guys kind of grasping that idea? Because I find that a lot of people who claim that they want to find their forever love, their soulmate, their whatever, are still behaving as though they are forever single. All right? You want to find a girl that's going to be down for you, that's going to do this, that, and the third. Okay, what are you bringing to the table? Are you cultivating those things so that when she appears in your life, you're ready? Are you reading books on how to speak to women? You know? Are you reading books on love languages? Are you listening to podcasts, you know, on how to communicate with your future forever boo? You know, are you reading or watching movies or whatever on conflict resolution, peaceful communication tactics? You know, all the skills that you know you're gonna need when the baby is birthed, when you've actually manifested that thing that you have conceived. Are you preparing for that? Or are you under the false assumption that, okay, well, once I find her, she's just gonna take me for what I am, and this is, you know, you get what you get and you don't be upset. Like, is that the mindset that you're going into it with? Or are you actually preparing for a life with someone else? Because a life alone and a life with somebody else are two completely different beasts. All right? Don't get me wrong, both of them can be extremely fulfilling. Both of them can be extremely beautiful, you know? And if you've done the inner work, you know that, because you know it's a beautiful thing to be alone. All right? But if you're at the stage where you're trying to manifest a co-pilot, then why you only got one seat in the boat? You gotta think. You're trying to manifest a co-pilot, but you got a twin-size bed. You don't know how to cook nothing. You forgot how to say please and thank you. You know, these are things to think about. And during that nurturing time, after conception of this new manifestation, that's the time that you need to devote to building up your relationship skills. And of course, some skills you can't learn but through experience. All right? But you can listen. You know, you can listen to relationship podcasts. You can reach out to people that you know are in whole, healthy relationships and say, hey, how did you guys work through that? What are some issues you guys had? You know, hold on one second.
The gate is open and at the other house.
Who? Mocha? Oh, the dog done got out again. Mocha! Mocha! Come on, Mocha! Let's go, baby! Come on, Lily, in the house. Come on, Mocha! Tia, hey, you remember when I told you to keep the door locked and keep the kids inside? Yeah, the dog is outside. Across the street. I can't conversation with you right now. Close the door. See what Ella needs, because she's really sad. Yeah. So you have to take that time to cultivate the relationship that you're believing will exist very soon. All right? It's important. And on top of that, when you're thinking about the relationship you want to have, please think about your boundaries. All right? Now, a lot of people like to say what they will and won't accept. You don't know until you get there. All right? Because when I got with Jay, he swore up and down he'll do anything for his kids. Okay? One thing he won't do is change diapers. That's what he told me. He was very adamant about that. You know what I said? Okay. I feel you, bro. Hey, you guys know my kids. Tell me which kid's diaper he didn't change. I'll wait. We got 8 of them. He didn't change them all. It's life. All right? So, you want to think about what real boundaries you have. All right? Real boundaries. All right? Let's say you don't know how to cook. That's a skill you can learn. All right? Let's say you don't know how to do laundry. That's a skill you can learn. Let's say one of your boundaries is cheating. I will never, if I find out they cheated on me, that's it. It's over. But a lot of people cheat, and it don't gotta be physical. All right? And it's one thing to be boyfriend and girlfriend. It's another thing to be married. All right? Again, 2 different beasts. You always have to weigh risk and reward. And you are going to be somebody else's co-pilot. They are your co-pilot. You're not perfect. How you feel about cheating may be how that other person feels about you forgetting their birthday. To them, that might feel like a betrayal. You know? Like, wow, like you really forgot about me. That was something that was really, really important to me. You know? And I told you from the beginning, you know, that's something that you can't forget. And you forgot it. And now, the relationship is over. You know? You cannot be the one who gauges what somebody else's boundaries are. You can only gauge what your boundaries are. All right? And when you are trying to create what your boundaries will be, you want to go inward. Don't look at what other people's boundaries are. Okay? Don't look at what is normal for other people. Because that's a very, very dangerous thing. And in the relationship coaching I do, that's something I realize people do very often. You know, they pay attention to what other couples' boundaries are and this, that, and the third. And when their mate falls short of the boundaries that were set, the relationship is over. As opposed to trying to work through the problem. Because something had to have happened before for this to be the outcome. You understand? And of course, you know, for some people, hey, cheating is the cutoff point. And I respect that. I understand that. All right? But be sure that you understand your why. Okay? Is it because you feel like you own this person? And if that person slept with somebody else, now it's like somebody else took something that belongs to you? Because I realize for a lot of people that's the case. That's my man, and he's not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. Or that's my girl, she belongs to me. Her vagina belongs to me. Her body belongs to me. Her time belongs to me. And she's not allowed to share X, Y, and Z with anybody else. You know? So before you've come to the point where you have fully manifested your forever boo, you want to think about what your boundaries are, how flexible you are with your boundaries, all right? Why those boundaries exist in the first place. Is it coming from, is it coming from a place of fear? Or is it coming from a place of self-love? You know, like, you gotta think about that. Because if your boundaries are coming from a place of fear, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. All right? And you can only control your actions. You cannot control anybody else's actions. Okay? So, that being said, hold on, let me try to raise the light on this. That being said, I will probably do another live or two around the subject. I hope you guys understood everything that I said. I hope it was helpful. All right? I love all of you guys. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down there in the comment box. I'll be hitting all of y'all up, answering questions, giggling and laughing, talking smack. All right? I love you guys. It's FaytheCosmicLove. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.